Nearly 350 Southwest Coloradans are still out of their homes right now because of the devastating flooding that raised the levels of several rivers and creeks. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Alexandra Lewis. This flooding started Saturday morning and levels could keep going up. More rain is expected and it could worsen the conditions in Archuleta and La Plata counties. So far, at least 2 homes have been completely destroyed. Another 90 have been damaged. Weather impact meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen has been near Vallecito Creek all morning.
When you look back here behind me, you can see this is the Vallecito Creek. Now, normally this is a very small creek, especially October when it runs at its lowest point, so about 250 CFS. It is currently, what you're seeing here is about 3,000 CFS, so a good 10 times faster and stronger than it normally is. And there is a lot of power in this river. And it actually peaked, when it crested on Saturday, it was even stronger, 7,000 CFS. So we've seen entire 80-foot spruce trees being pulled down this section of the river. And when you look back here, you can kind of see a couple of road crews, and their job right here is to keep debris from pounding this bridge. This bridge is a very key part of this community here on the north end of Vallecito. And when these trees come down the river, he'll get his bucket loader out there and nudge them away from the street here to prevent damage. Now, on Saturday, when this river, or this creek, Vallecito Creek, peaked at its highest, it damaged a lot of this road, and they actually had to make a small repair during the flood, during the peak of the flood, just to keep this section open here for any type of emergency response and in anticipation for when people are able to return to their homes to assess the damage situation by themselves, which the sheriff's office here in La Plata County says they still do hope to be able to allow people in here. They're assessing some of the roads, private roads back here, private dirt roads, extensive damage. Some of them are completely washed away. So it's going to be difficult to get people back here, but people are anxious to assess the damage to their own properties, and they want to allow that to happen as soon as possible. So that may be happening later today, as also afternoon thunderstorms are expected. Right now it's been kind of clear for the last few hours. Afternoon thunderstorms come this evening, and then another round of rain comes on Wednesday. But if any luck here, we could see the flood watch and the flood warnings lifted by midnight tonight. Reporting from Vallecito Reservoir, meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen for the 9 News Weather Impact Team.
Joining me now is Chris Bianchi with our 9 News Weather Impact Team. What else can you tell us about the forecast for that area? More rain expected, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, more afternoon showers and storms for both tomorrow, for today and for tomorrow as well. And this comes on the heels of some of these really astronomical rain totals, these going back over the last 5 days. Most of what you're looking at here, I'm going to put that in a bit more perspective here. You're seeing all these numbers, 2 to 7 inches of rain. In most cases, we're talking about 25 to 35% of your typical annual rainfall here across southwest Colorado. We're seeing that 4 or 5 days, hence all those flood issues. Biggest rainstorm in many areas in several decades. You're right now, though, seeing some needed blue sky overhead. And here in Denver, we've had plenty of that sunny sky overhead for us here with those temperatures in the 60s and 70s right now across the metro area. 60s, 70s right now, 40s and 50s for us in the mountains. And we're seeing a few rain showers for us here across the western slope, specifically from kind of Glenwood Canyon on north and west into the flat tops. But later tonight, we'll still have that potential for more rain for us here across the San Juans, hence that flood watch today, 74 for us in Denver. And those overall headlines, sunny in Denver, but we're going to be in the 70s today here in town, but mountain showers are a big story. We'll time out that next chance for rain for us in Denver as well, coming up in my full forecast.
A driver is in serious condition this morning after crashing into Clear Creek and getting trapped inside their vehicle. It happened early this morning off Highway 6 in Clear Creek Canyon. Crews were able to get the person out and get them to the hospital. No word on how that car ended up in the water. Was a frightening video. A group of men seen carrying guns outside an Aurora apartment. But today, 4 out of the 5 men are in custody. Video from June showed the pounding on a door and then hiding out of plain sight, prompting the victim to call 911. Investigators say the men each face felony menacing charges. One man has already pleaded guilty and was sentenced to probation. Police are still looking for that fifth suspect, so if you have any information, call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers. A former School of Mines teacher has pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide and assault for the crash that killed a Golden police officer nearly a year ago. On November 6th, Stephen Gear lost control on a slick highway, Highway 58, and slammed into two wrecked cars. Officer Evan Dunn and Officer Bethany Grusing were investigating a crash on one of those side of the road there, investigating a crash of two cars, and they hit Dunn, killing him. Grusing and a woman involved in one of the crashes were seriously hurt. Gear's blood alcohol level was twice that of the legal limit more than 3 hours after the crash. He's set to be sentenced in January. This week, Denver will consider partnering with a new group to operate a city-run homeless shelter, and this group wants to create a luxury hotel experience. The shelter at the former Doubletree Hotel on 40th and Quebec has had its share of problems: 2 homicides, several overdose deaths, and hundreds of 911 calls. Those problems prompted the city to take security away from the Salvation Army. Now, Denver is considering a 3-year contract with Urban Alchemy. A spokesperson told our Marshall Zellinger they want to provide a Four Seasons-like shelter experience.
Why make the comparison to a luxury hotel, though? Because no one's going to confuse a shelter with a luxury hotel.
I think we want to transform how people think about shelters overall. We want them to feel like they're at a wellness village. I think the traditional models of shelter are outdated in our views. People should feel like it's safe, it's clean, it's welcoming.
Urban Alchemy is based in San Francisco and has contracts in 6 cities. Austin, Texas just ended its contract with the group after Urban Alchemy self-reported that employees misrepresented data that tracks progress within the shelter. The city did pick the St. Francis Center to run the shelter at 46th and Quebec, and Bayard Enterprises was chosen to run the shelter in East Hampton.